Welcome back. There's a lot going on in Baton Rouge this Thanksgiving week. LSU football will be playing against Texas A&M this Saturday with an 11 a.m. kickoff. There's, of course, the Heisman campaigning for Jayden Daniels that'll continue on. The LSU women's basketball team will be playing this Friday against Niagara at 12:30 and then again Saturday against Virginia at 4 p.m. And the men's basketball team will be playing this Friday at 7 p.m. against North Florida in the PMAC. For today, I'll have the news and sports director for the Louisiana Radio Network, Jeff Palermo, and the editor of Tiger Rag, Todd Horne. Both will be sitting down with Michael Bonnette, the sports and information director of the LSU Tigers, to talk about how LSU is going about campaigning for the Heisman. I would like to thank our sponsor, Paw Paws Campers and Cars. That's pawpawsrvs.com, 1-800-728-CAMP, 1-800-728-2267.
Hey neighbors, we're not that far from where you are. Make that short drive to Paw Paws Campers in Picayune and see our Wildwood, Catalina, Sportsman, and Zinger trailer lines and our Rockwood and Heritage Glen fifth wheel lines. From Houma to Hammond, Biloxi to Jackson, and Mobile and Pensacola, we're not that far from where you are. Come and see us.
You're gonna love the way we deal. Paw Paws Campers City and Picayune. You're gonna love the way we deal.
Let's bring in Michael Bonnette, Sports Information Director of the LSU Tigers. Michael, thanks a lot for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. How's things going? Can you believe here we are? It's almost the final game of the season. It just feels like we were starting preseason camp back in early August just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it takes forever to get here, football season that is, and then you blink and it's already the end of November, and you're in week 12. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been a lot of fun. This has been a fun team to be a part of, and Coach Kelly's done a great job of changing the culture, building the foundation, and it's obviously some of the individual performances this year have been unlike anything that we've seen, at least in the last 4 years. But it's been a fun ride.
And you and your personnel are involved now in a Heisman PR campaign, a Bolitnikoff Award PR campaign. Let's talk a little bit about trying to. It's pretty much a given at this point that at least Jayden Daniels will be in New York. That was a bit of a question, at least going into the Alabama game, and even after the Alabama game, to be honest with you, especially when he went down with the concussion in the fourth quarter. But when did your staff office decide, you know what Jayden Daniels is doing here is pretty darn special? Who cares about the losses, and who cares the fact that Michael Penix in Washington are undefeated, and Bo Nix in Oregon have one loss, and Marvin Harrison Jr. has the name. We need to get Jayden Daniels more publicity. We need to get him out there. We need to let the national media know what this kid is doing. When did that kind of really become a mission of the sports information department and the marketing team there at LSU?
Yeah, well, I think Jayden has, I think from week one, even though, we opened the season with a loss against Florida State, he still had some pretty spectacular numbers. And then I think, as the years progressed, he continued to every Saturday just do something that made you shake your head. And, the Alabama game, he was playing really well and got hurt, and then he comes back the following week and does some really special things, in the win over Florida with, 606 total yards and SEC record. There's really, we're part of helping spread the word, but with all the ESPNs and social media, if you're not voting for this kid, you just don't want to vote for him. He is the best player in America that plays on Saturdays. So, if you were to take his stats and do a blind test with the other guys, it's not even close. So, we're making a push here toward, we got Cody Worsham and Brandon Barrio and that whole creative team. We've got a website that we're going to roll out, and we're going to do a series of videos and kind of storytelling about Jayden, because we don't play next week. So we want to stay on top of mind of people. And so we're going to roll that out next week. And just to give people just to keep them refreshed about, hey, what a special year this kid's had. So, but he's done all the hard work. The hard work for us is crunching the numbers and trying to figure out which record he hasn't broken or which one he's about to break. But it's been an ongoing effort. That's one of the good things about having the relationship with ESPN and the SEC network. We don't have to pick up the phone and beg for interviews. You pick up the phone, and the next thing you know, Marty Smith's in town or Tom Rinaldi's in town. Today he spent an hour on the phone with RG3. So, and give Jayden a lot of credit for all the wonderful things he's doing on the field. He's been so gracious and humble and willing to do whatever is asked of him off the field in terms of interviews and access. So it's been a lot of fun dealing with him.
Mike, you've been at LSU for a number of years, and my point is not to age you or me, but you've been down this road with Joe Burrow before, and you've been down this road with Tyrann Mathieu and probably a couple other players that I'm not thinking about off the top of my head right now. But how different is it in 2023 than it was even in 2019 with Joe Burrow?
Well, in 2019, we still had the social media presence and all of that was there. We were basically, it was a two-pronged effort in 2019 because you had Joe, who was undoubtedly the best player in college football, and then you had a team that was competing for a national championship. Unfortunately this year we've got 3 losses, and so we're not as a team playing for a national title, but we're still looking for that 10th win. Coach Kelly's done a really good job, I think, of promoting Jayden and stepping out and really just, pounding the drum on behalf of Jayden so people will listen and really take note of what this kid is doing. And so I think that's the biggest difference. In 2019, you had a 15-0 team and a Heisman winner, and this year you have Jayden, who's undoubtedly, without a doubt, the best player in college football. And I think we're just trying to get people to see past the one-loss record and take into account what he's done and what he's done for his teammates. You look at what he's done for Malik and Brian Thomas. I mean, they're 2 semifinalists for the Biletnikoff. So he's also raised the level of his teammates as well.
Mike, you bring up several good points, but I think one of the ones I want to sort of latch onto right now is how supportive Kelly has been of Jayden and vocalizing every chance he gets how credible Jayden's performances have been. I mean, you stated that statistically it's not even a question. I mean, and that's obvious, and that's part of your guys' job, as you said, to continue to point that out over and over again and just drive it home, whether it's through social media or direct messaging, ever how you're doing it. But as a person who's played football and loved football for years and covered football for years, hearing Coach Kelly with 32 years of college coaching experience at the highest level sit there last week and say that Jayden Daniels is the best player he's ever coached, and then to back it up with reasons why that are not just statistical but also practical in terms of how he's doing things and how he's progressed and the things that he does, and as you mentioned, what he's doing for the team and the teammates. Right. And I guess that kind of leads me to my next question. Number one, have you ever seen a coach that is that vocally supportive of somebody from a real truistic level, not just a hyping level? Yeah, no, I haven't been a part of that.
Of course, coaches are going to talk good about their players when it's the right time. But yeah, I think BK is he really wants Jayden to win this award for a lot of reasons, but most importantly because Jayden has earned this award. He deserves this award. I mean, this kid, he's in the film in the quarterback room every morning at 5:30 watching film. He's a great teammate. There's so much more to Jayden than what you see on the field, and that's what's so refreshing in dealing with him is just to see how appreciative and how much this means to him. The team's success, for him to have to see that be part of the success of his teammates. That's important to him. It means a lot to him, and you know, you want to just take that extra step, go that extra mile, take that extra at bat for a guy like Jayden, because man, he certainly deserves it.
I love the fact that he wears that Greg Brooks sweatshirt at the post-game press conferences, because he can't forget about Greg. I mean, I just think that's a way of, you know, Jayden saying, hey, there's a teammate of mine that's really suffering at this point, and we're still thinking about him. Michael, you made a mention of next week you're going to have maybe some videos or whatnot that are going to be showing on social media. During the Joe Burrow Heisman campaign, there was, I think, Cody and you had a Cody and a video production crew go back to his hometown and talk to his dad. Are we looking at something similar here with Jayden?
No, we didn't send anybody out to San Bernardino to for a vacation, but you know, they're gonna take. You're gonna see some different views get a different glimpse of Jayden than what you see on the field. I mean, what he's done on the field is remarkable. It's spectacular, and you know, we need to remind our fans, you have one more time to see him in Tiger Stadium. So, you know, I'm hoping that Saturday at 11 a.m. that place will be packed for not only Jayden, but our other 15 seniors who will be playing in their final game in Death Valley. But you know, Cody's so talented. He's got something that I think our fans are really going to enjoy. And Matt Tornquist, as you know, he's such a talented creator when it comes to video. And then Gus with his photography is fantastic. So it'll be fun. I mean, we'll roll out his website and give people an opportunity to kind of peek behind the curtain and see some things maybe they hadn't seen before, because, you know, our guys, our social and creative group, they're embedded with our team all the time. That's been another really a big plus about BK seeing the big picture, is that, you know, there are cameras and there's, you know, video cameras and Gus with his camera around our team all the time. So the access is really unlike anything we've seen before. So you'll see some pretty neat stuff.
Michael, thanks a lot for your time tonight, and thanks for giving us an inside look at what's happening as far as LSU pushing Jayden Daniels for the Heisman. Yep. It's been absolutely awesome to watch him play, and I'm looking forward to one more time in Tiger Stadium to have the opportunity to see him.
Yeah, all right, guys. Thanks for having me, and hopefully you can get me back on, and we'll talk about a Heisman winner here in a few weeks.
We'll do that.
We'll certainly do that.
People come from everywhere to Pawpaw's Campers and Cars.
Oh, at Pawpaw's Campers and Cities, somewhere. Pawpaw's Campers and Cars of people. And we're going to let it go for I forgot. Take the whole family over to Picayune. We got something for you. All right. What else we going to say? PawpawsNicePrice.com. That's probably all we need to say.
All right, that's all I have for today's episode. Thank you, as always, for listening in to Tiger Ag Audibles podcast. Thank you to Jeff and Todd for their interview with Michael Bonnette. I can't wait to see what this weekend has in store for LSU football, and more specifically, Jayden Daniels and the Heisman. I'm Camryn Conner, your host. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving weekend. I would like to thank our sponsor, Pawpaw's Campers and Cars. That's pawpawsrvs.com, 1-800-728-CAMP, 1-800-728-2267.